News.mc on Monaco Info is brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties. Bringing you news on Monaco's economy, culture, sports and more. Welcome to News.mc, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Coming up on News.mc, discover past week's top stories and meet the people who make Monaco.
My name is Elena Baranova. I am professor in personalized genomics and anti-aging, and you are watching News.mc on the Monaco Info.
What's been making headline in the past week? The annual Princess Grace Foundation Gala was held at New York's Plaza Hotel on October the 29th, celebrating emerging and established talent in theatre, dance and film. Presided over by His Serene Highness Prince Albert II, the 2025 edition highlighted the Foundation's 40-year legacy of supporting the arts. This year, filmmaker John M. Chu received the prestigious Prince Rainier III Award for his achievements and philanthropic impact. Chu, a former Foundation grantee, credited its support for launching his career. A $25,000 grant was also donated to a charity of his choice. The evening paid tribute to Grace Kelly's enduring influence, with over 30 young artists also recognized, continuing the mission to champion creativity and opportunity in the arts. Princess Antoinette Park transformed into a spooky playground on October the 31st as Monaco embraced Halloween in festive style. Children dressed as vampires, skeletons and witches enjoyed costume contests, makeup stands and a candy treasure hunt in a haunted garden atmosphere. The event blended fun with educational moments about All Saints' Day, bringing together families, friends and even costumed adults. Across the Principality, Halloween-themed activities continued with a fairground at Port Hercule, a special game night at the Botanical Centre and sweet-filled celebrations along Rue Princesse Caroline, where the iconic Wednesday dance made a popular return. The 33rd Gala of the Monégasque Sommelier Association took place at the Yacht Club of Monaco on November the 1st, bringing together wine lovers and leading sommeliers for an evening of elegance and exceptional taste. This year's edition featured a prestigious collaboration with the Conseil des Grands Crus Classés en 1855, showcasing 48 legendary bottles, including magnums and a rare Jeroboam from top Bordeaux estates. Michelin-starred chefs from Monaco prepared gourmet dishes to match, with creative pairings that explored contrasts in texture and flavor. The evening also included a charity raffle valued at €35,000, underscoring the association's commitment to both refinement and generosity. His Serene Highness Prince Albert II joined world leaders in Cairo on November the 1st for the historic opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum, the world's largest archaeological museum located beside the Great Pyramid. With over 100,000 artifacts on display, including the complete treasures of Tutankhamun's tomb, the $1.2 billion complex is a major milestone for global heritage. Highlights include a statue of Ramses II and the 4,500-year-old Khufu boat. Egyptologists hail the opening as a call to return key antiquities held abroad. His Serene Highness Prince Albert's presence reflects Monaco's dedication to cultural diplomacy and the protection of world heritage. On November the 2nd, over 400 people and their four-legged friends gathered under the Fontvieille Big Top for the second edition of Roqueton, Monaco's solidarity march against animal abandonment. Organised by the Roqueton Association and supported by Her Serene Highness Princess Charlene, who attended with her Chihuahua, the event raised awareness and funds for causes like SPA Monaco. Highlights included a charity dog fashion show, agility games, and a visit from Lion, a Korean activist who helped ban the dog meat trade. With donations aiding shelters across France and Morocco, including cats rescued from the Marseille fires, Roqueton once again united the Principality in the shared goal of showing compassion to animals. Rain didn't stop over 500 runners from taking part in the 48th Lavoto cross-country race on November the 2nd, organised by AS Monaco Athletics. From school children to seasoned athletes, participants tackled a scenic but demanding 6.4-kilometre route along the seafront and even through sand. Newcomers pushed personal limits, while local club members, like the Monaco Run Club, made it a team celebration. On the podium, AS Monaco claimed home victory, with Nathan Girardin winning in 23 minutes and 11 seconds. Now a near half-century tradition, the event proved once again that sport and community spirit thrive in any weather. His Serene Highness Prince Albert II has concluded a 3-day official visit to Paraguay, the first ever by a reigning Prince of Monaco, marking a new chapter in diplomatic and economic relations between the two nations. The visit, which forms part of a wider Latin American tour, underscored the Principality's growing engagement in global environmental diplomacy, sustainable development, and trade cooperation. The sovereign was welcomed with full military honors at Silvio Pettirossi International Airport in Asunción by Paraguay's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Rubén Ramírez Lescano, before paying tribute at the National Pantheon of Heroes, one of the country's most significant patriotic monuments. He was later received at the Palacio de López for bilateral and expanded meetings between Monegasque and Paraguayan delegations. Discussions focused on strengthening cooperation in the fields of environmental protection, climate action, cultural exchange, and economic investment. His Serene Highness Prince Albert II was awarded the Order of Marshal Francisco Solano López, one of Paraguay's highest honors, in recognition of Monaco's long-standing commitment to friendship and collaboration. In return, the sovereign presented President Peña with the Grand Cross of the Order of St. Charles, symbolizing the close and respectful ties between the two nations. An economic mission accompanied the sovereign, coordinated by Ludmila Racona-Legoff, Monaco's delegate for attractiveness. The mission brought together 9 entrepreneurs from sectors including pharmaceuticals, agri-food, logistics, and cosmetics, who met with Paraguayan business leaders and government officials to explore new partnerships. This mission was a real success, said Legoff, noting that Monaco's companies were warmly welcomed and had identified strong synergies with Paraguay's fast-growing economy. For the participating entrepreneurs, the visit offered tangible opportunities. Paraguay is a young, dynamic country at the crossroads of South America, one delegate explained. We've established direct contacts that will soon lead to concrete projects, particularly in health and infrastructure. The visit concluded with a gala dinner hosted by Paraguay's Ministry of Industry, attended by dignitaries and local sports figures, including Formula 2 driver Joshua Dirksen. The evening also featured a charity auction supporting motorsport development in Paraguay. The sovereign's next stop will be Brazil, where he will continue his tour focused on environmental and economic cooperation. AS Monaco Basket dominated Limoges 94-77 on November the 2nd to join Le Mans at the top of the standings after 6 rounds. Riding the momentum from EuroLeague wins over Olympiacos and Panathinaikos, the Roca team stormed ahead early, leading 56-28 at halftime and by as much as 32 points. Despite a brief comeback by the injury-hit CSP, Monaco closed out confidently, with Yohan Macundo impressing on his season debut as top scorer. The Roca team pulled off a stunning 107-112 overtime victory against Maccabi Tel Aviv in a EuroLeague thriller on Thursday, November 6th. Maccabi started strong, taking control in the early quarters, but Monaco's persistence paid off as they battled back to level the game in the final minutes. In overtime, the Roca team showed nerves of steel, outscoring Maccabi with clutch shooting and relentless defense. It was a hard-fought, last-gasp win that underlined Monaco's determination to stay firmly in the EuroLeague title race. Next up, our exclusive interview with the personalities making the Principality.
My name is Elena Baranova. I am professor in personalized genomics and anti-aging. I'm originally from St. Petersburg, from the family of 5 generations doctors and famous scientists. I had the chance to study in St. Petersburg and essentially particularly living in my family. And then I've been invited to work in France It was a very difficult period for Russia. It was in the 90s, and I'm very bad in geography, so I found myself in Clermont-Ferrand. I had just 3 months to learn French and to start to give lectures. But Clermont-Ferrand is the biggest center of world-known endoscopic gynecology, and I had a chance to work the world leaders in this field. My parents are also doctors, so when you're born in it, it's sort of an evidence. My first visit in Monaco was as a tourist. It was in 1997. All was very friendly, all environment was very friendly, very smart. I'm sensitive to it. And also I loved a lot to see the streets, like street of Diaghilev in Monaco. And it was in early spring. And I came from the center of France, and here everything was in blossom, in mimosa. And for me it was like certitude that I have to live there. Why I don't live here? Why? What's wrong with me? You know, that was my question. Why I don't live here? And I've been invited, due to my professional achievements, to give a talk in Monaco, and I've been invited to work and live in Monaco. I have to say that I have never changed my Russian nationality, so I was 75th Russian who got the residence at that time. I have Monaco in my heart. When I awake each morning here, I'm so happy to see the sea, so grateful to be here. But of course I love Russia, I'm Russian, and I combine, and I think it's a perfect combination, Russia and Monaco. The definition of anti-aging is tricky because, as you say, of course, there are a lot of talks about it, a lot of charts, but to be honest, there are not so many professionals in this field. Altogether, this knowledge of genomics, medicine, biochemistry, psychology, actually putting together, give us integrative, advanced, personalized anti-aging approach of today. And it's nothing to have with aesthetics. Well, aesthetics, of course, is very important, but very often there is a confusion because we talk about aesthetics, thinking that we talk about anti-aging. With the nutrigenetics, we get up to 15 years of active life and cancer protection. As an expert, I see a lot of medical mistakes because I see only difficult cases. I found the only one solution. Of course, I used to teach doctors for more than 20 years, practically 30 years. I started to teach public. I think it's very important to pass the right message to the public. That's what I can do at my place as an expert. And you know what is the most important thing? Not what to do, but particularly what you should not do. This is much shorter, more simple to remember. It can be applied at the large scale. For example, one of the myths is you have to eat green vegetables all the time, etc. And even worse, you should drink 1 glass of red wine per day. It was very popular at a certain moment, and some people, they like to remember it, you know, because it arranges their behavior. The key word is harmony. We live in harmony with your genes, mind and body. This is important. And the main criteria of psychological aging, it can be measured through the number of projects. So your projection to the future. You can create the images with your brain. But you should know that our brain thinks by images, not by words, by images. And for our brain, the image, the real one, when you see what is around you, and the imagination is absolutely the same. But when you create positive images, which in fact reflect your major goals, what you would like to achieve, your brain, somehow, we don't know how, but we know that this is the fact. It brings us to the result. The more projects you have, the more desires, the more plans, the younger you are. The rest can follow.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching News.mc, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Discover the full interview and more stories on our websites, News.mc and MonacoInfo.com. Next week, we will receive John Velisarios, consultant and advisor. This show is intended to provide a summary of the past week's top stories for the English-speaking audience. For daily and real-time news updates in English, please visit News.mc and subscribe to our free daily newsletter. For French news, visit MonacoInfo.com. This show was brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties.